Earthquakes are a natural phenomenon that can cause widespread destruction and loss of life. They are caused by the movement of tectonic plates, which are large, moving pieces of the Earth's crust. When these plates collide or grind against each other, they release energy in the form of seismic waves, which cause the ground to shake. Earthquakes can occur anywhere in the world, but they are most common in areas located along tectonic plate boundaries. They can happen without warning and can last for a few seconds or even minutes. The intensity of an earthquake is measured on the Richter scale, which ranges from 1 to 10, with 1 being the weakest and 10 being the strongest. Earthquakes can cause a variety of effects, including ground shaking, landslides, tsunamis, and even volcanic eruptions. The severity of these effects depends on the magnitude of the earthquake, the depth of the earthquake, and the distance from the epicenter, which is the point on the Earth's surface, directly above the earthquake's focus. Understanding earthquakes is crucial for mitigating their impact. By studying earthquakes, scientists can learn more about how they occur, how to predict them, and how to minimize their effects on human life and property. India is particularly vulnerable to earthquakes because it is located on the Indian plate, which is colliding with the Eurasian plate. This collision is responsible for the formation of the Himalayan mountain range, and it also causes frequent earthquakes in the region. The Himalayas are a young and active mountain range, and the Indian plate is still moving northward at a rate of about 5 centimeters per year. This ongoing collision creates tremendous pressure along the plate boundary, which is released periodically in the form of earthquakes. The region where the Indian plate meets the Eurasian plate is known as the Himalayan frontal thrust. This fault line runs along the southern edge of the Himalayas, and it is one of the most seismically active regions in the world. In addition to the Himalayan region, other parts of India are also prone to earthquakes. For example, the Koyna Dam in Maharashtra has experienced several earthquakes since it was built in the 1960s. These earthquakes are thought to be induced by the weight of the water in the reservoir, which puts pressure on the underlying rocks. Earthquakes can have a devastating impact on people and the environment. Ground shaking can cause buildings and bridges to collapse, trapping people inside and causing widespread destruction. Landslides can bury entire villages, while tsunamis can inundate coastal areas, destroying homes and businesses. Earthquakes can also have long-term effects on the environment. They can trigger soil liquefaction, which occurs when saturated soil loses its strength and behaves like a liquid. This can cause buildings to sink into the ground and underground pipelines to break. In addition, earthquakes can pollute water sources, damage infrastructure, and disrupt transportation systems. These effects can be particularly severe in developing countries where resources and infrastructure are already limited. The impact of earthquakes on people and the environment highlights the importance of earthquake preparedness and mitigation measures. By taking steps to reduce the risks associated with earthquakes, we can save lives and minimize the damage caused by these natural disasters. While it is impossible to prevent earthquakes, there are steps that individuals and communities can take to prepare for them and reduce their impact. One important step is to have a plan in place for what to do during and after an earthquake. This plan should include identifying safe places to take cover, establishing communication protocols with family members, and having an emergency kit readily available. Another important step is to retrofit buildings and infrastructure to make them more resistant to earthquake damage. This can include strengthening foundations, reinforcing walls, and installing flexible connections between different parts of a structure. Communities can also work to reduce their vulnerability to earthquakes by developing early warning systems, conducting public awareness campaigns, and establishing emergency response plans. By taking these steps, individuals and communities can significantly reduce the risks associated with earthquakes and create a safer environment for everyone. Remember, preparedness is key to minimizing the impact of these natural disasters.